Rain, which is a Danish program, which I saw on Twitter last night. Gary didn't like at all. It starts with a scientist chap taking his 2 children to safety. Turns out there's a rainfall coming that contains a deadly virus. Like, some of the nearby towns have already sort of been struck by it, and people are suffering from respiratory problems. The family managed to get down into the bunker. The dad then escapes in a hazmat suit, saying he needs to sort it out. You know, he's the younger brother Rasmus is the key, so he needs to be kept safe. The mother then soon dies, sort of trying to fight off someone who wants to climb in their bunker, and it sort of boils down to Rasmus and his sister Simone spending 6 years together in this bunker, waiting for the dad to return. Their air is cut off. They have to come out and are being confronted by sort of a massive sort of gun-toting youths who are the other survivors. And I did watch a little bit of the second one, where they sort of try and build up sort of more of the survivors and their characters and things like that. And they are trying to then find like food and water and things like that. Gary, you didn't like this at all?
No, I'm so disappointed with this. That some of the read-ups that I'd written, some of the write-ups that I read, the other way around, sorry. It was generic. The conversations were unrealistic. I know we're watching it either in a foreign language, either being interpreted into
Did you watch it dubbed, or did you watch it?
I tried a little bit of both. I watched some dubbed, and then I turned over to subtitles to see if that was as annoying. And unfortunately, the script was. I mean, and obviously we are taking things into another language either way. But just some of the conversations, I mean, the fact that they kind of went, "Oh, you must save Rasmus," was just so, he's the key. I thought, I didn't need to see that.
But that is like the major plot point of it. I don't see why you had an issue with that.
I feel like you kind of removed any sense of suspense about what the plot might be with
I don't think
by
you
saying
did.
that.
Well, what's the plot then?
All right, I think they telegraphed it too much.
In what way? What is the story then?
Well, no, but I don't know, but I'm fairly sure.
But you just said they telegraphed it.
Yeah, because he said Erasmus is the key to everything.
Yeah. But he didn't say, he wasn't explicit in what he was.
In a better storyline way, in my opinion.
I've seen that a lot of times where they sort of say this person is, you've got to look after this person, but they don't say why. I mean, it's something, we saw throughout the first episode, it has got something to do with the virus, that Rasmus was injected with a virus, and there's obviously a virus in the rain. What it felt like to me was that he was just dropping you a little sort of breadcrumb of story and left you guessing.
I feel it dropped a baguette more than a breadcrumb. I feel like
it dropped a Danish pastry.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like, for me, it could have just said, look after your brother. And that makes perfect sense. She is the older sister. But then to go, he is the key to all of this, I didn't like, because it didn't allow me or any sense of storytelling for that to come out. It almost felt like we need to get to that point really quickly. So get that out there now.
What else didn't you like about it?
I didn't like a lot of the characters. I thought that the sister was a bit annoying, the lead character. She seemed very... and there was the random swearing as well. Which, I mean, I'm not adverse to swearing.
Yeah, I didn't notice that because I was watching it subtitled, so maybe.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching it in the other form, there was some sort of strange swearing, and I liked the opening. That we're looking at the 3 young people doing a book report or something. They're talking, and then all of a sudden,
what I really disliked.
I quite like the fact within the first 3 minutes. Right, we're out. The rain is coming. I do like the idea that they got to the point of the show quickly. Yeah, go on.
I agree with Gary, but not with necessarily all his points. I agree that it was incredibly disappointing, because while the subject matter isn't something I would automatically gravitate to in the same way he might, I know that the Danes are very capable of building very believable and very sort of worlds that you can get your head round, and the characters are always quite interesting. This felt, again, I thought tonally it was weird, the way it started as sort of a teen thing and then diverted into this weird sci-fi acid rain type thing coming down. I didn't believe any of the special effects. I thought they were dreadful. It all felt very done on the cheap, and I think when you look at it like that, you struggle to get immersed in it, or at least I did. I didn't find the sister that annoying, But I get your point. I don't think she was a very compelling character. And I just didn't feel connected again. And I feel like I say this time and time again, that it just didn't gel with me, it didn't grab me, and I was very disappointed, because although I didn't have high hopes, I like being drawn in by these foreign dramas, and they do have the chance to do that. I mean, I didn't go back to Below the Surface, but I
Which also starred Albert August, who played some...
And I liked the idea of being confined, because that can often be an interesting plot device where two people are stuck together. But it just felt really banal and nothingness. I mean, was there anything in 2 to
to be honest, I disagree with both of you. I quite like this. I found it a really easy watch.
Oh, it's an easy watch.
I liked the claustrophobia setting. I liked the fact that we knew a little bit about Magnus, Rasmus even, and his, his sort of special gifts. He's sort of almost like semi-autistic and would just sort of snap at her. You say about a teen drama, it does feel like it is going into that territory, because all the survivors that they are with are all of a similar age.
I've never seen the 100, but I imagine it's in the...
This feels like it is going to be a bit like that, and I have to say, I was impressed by the first episode. The second episode didn't grab me as much, and I'm in two minds whether to go back to it, because when it focuses on Simone, I disagree. I think they did a good job of building her up as a character, and I found the performance by Albert August very compelling. But I think watching some of the second episode, I felt like maybe I wasn't in the mood for it at the time, but maybe it's like these other characters that they're introducing, because you've spent so much time with Simone and with Rasmus in this first episode, that then having to sort of put them in the background and have these other characters didn't really work for me. But I think I enjoyed it more than the two of you did. Did you stick with Dark, Gary?
No, and maybe, again, that was one I watched dubbed. And maybe I should go back to enjoying it, maybe with the subtitles. I don't know.
Moving on to the bridge, do you think that would work if you had to have that dubbed rather than in subtitles, or The Killing, or Morgan?
I don't know.
All these ones you've enjoyed.
It's a very good question. I would hope that the writing...
Why would you choose to watch it dubbed when none of these ones that you've enjoyed, have been dubbed?
You can do other things, and you can relax. I find it more relaxing to watch it like a more traditional British television show.
Yeah, but it's not made that way. It's made to be...
No, I know, and that's why I switched halfway through. But I did learn...
That's even more bizarre, to be honest with you, doing half...
Well, I am that.